Okay, we're back and got a hydrangea here that is considerably different, and a lot of people in the past, and especially in other areas of the country, have wanted to grow hydrangeas and couldn't. So you kind of got an answer here. Tell us something about it.
Sure. I wanted to repeat and go back to the Endless Summer variety that was introduced about 4 years ago, and it was a variety that would bloom on new wood and old wood. That gives us a longer season of bloom, and it was created by this group, and it was called Endless Summer. Well, they've come out with a new plant this year, and it's called Twist and Shout. It's in the same name and package as Endless Summer, but the Twist and Shout, the difference here is this one's a lace cap variety. It's a rebloomer, and the lace cap, they bred this one with Endless Summer and a plant called Lady in Red. And the kind of the neat thing about it is these stems will kind of turn red later in the season, but these lace caps are very kind of a romantic looking flower versus the mophead varieties that you guys are most familiar with.
Now, are these the same color regardless of the pH, or?
You can flip them.
You can, okay.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to be the same no matter what.
Well, that's one thing that probably some people aren't aware of. If you want to get the hydrangea flowers to be a bluish in color, you need to add aluminum sulfate. The alumina is needed, and the aluminum sulfate provides that, but the sulfur also lowers the pH of the soil.
Yeah.
And by lowering the pH of the soil, that makes the aluminum available. Mm-hmm. And when you have the aluminum and a low pH, your blossoms will be a bluish color.
Yeah.
And if you have a higher pH with that aluminum, then the flower is more apt to be a pinkish color.
Yeah.
Now there are a few hydrangeas that are white in color, but
yeah, I get questions about how to move them to pink.
Pink.
And in this area with our typical low pH soils, that's hard to do, you know.
You have to add lime, I guess, to raise that pH.
Yeah.
Some kind of fertilizer would raise that.
And it's difficult to get it all changed, you know, but
Right.
that's why I ask about the flower color.
Exactly.
Well, we just happened to walk by here and notice that you're growing some blueberries, and you say you just now got into the blueberry business.
We did. There's such a movement right now that edibles are up about 800% across the marketplace, where whether it's seed for gardens or garden plants. I think people are concerned about where their food is coming from. They want to get back in touch. You know, hard times cause people to kind of get back in touch with the earth, basically. And blueberries are a great way of doing it. You couldn't find a prettier plant for the landscape. It's one that blends in with your landscape plant material, and it also produces great abundance of fruit that's quite healthy.
Yeah, everyone feels good when they pick it on their own property and eat it no matter what.
Absolutely.
Well, I notice here too, there's quite a bit of osmocote that's here in the bottom of this, not the bottom, in the top of this pot here underneath this blueberry. Why, you were telling me y'all use quite a bit of osmocote around here.
Yeah, we use a lot of slow-release fertilizer, and it just so happens quite a bit of it is osmocote. There are other brands of slow-release fertilizers, but yeah, the fact that the fertilizer releases slowly helps us from allowing pollution or any kind of nutrients to go into the runoff water. So the fact that it releases slowly, the plant will take up the nutrients at about the same rate that it's being released. So there's very few.
So even though there's a lot here, it's not going to burn up.
Right. Yeah. This particular formulation, it'll slowly release and last maybe 6 to 8 months. So.
That technology has always been interesting to me, and I don't know that I fully understand it. Is temperature and moisture affected? It's in each one of those little seed coats is a little bit different depth of texture of protective coating. Is that right?
They actually coat it in the way of osmocote with a resin coating. Some of the other slow release fertilizers are coated with the polymers, like a plastic. But you're right. It's based upon the temperature, moisture going through that membrane, whether it's a polymer membrane or a resin membrane. Water will go in through that coating into the fertilizer, which is inside the prill, and it will slowly dissolve, and then it slowly releases and comes out.
As it dissolves, the fertilizer becomes available.
Right.
And I know that stuff is not cheap, and y'all buy a bunch of it.
Oh, gosh,
but it helps the environmental part of the deal a bunch.
You bet.
And in the 50 years that they've been here, there's been a lot of environmental things that Greenleaf has done try to be more friendly, and Osmocote or slow release fertilizer is one of them. And in our next show, I know we're going to get pretty in depth to a lot of things that you're doing, and I think now we're going to go check out the shipping.
Okay.
Well, we're here at the shipping facility, and of course this is where it all ultimately ends up. If it doesn't get cold out because of something on the way, why they'll pull it and bring it here, and it'll ultimately get shipped. And kind of start you off at the pulling deal. Can you tell us a little bit about that? I see the fleet of trucks that go, and here we've got one here.
Yes. What we do is we'll get an order from one of our customers, and it will go through the computer basically and be sliced and diced, and we'll figure out the best location on the nursery to pick the material. We have someone that's sitting at a computer that has that knowledge, and they put that tag information. The guys will get these tags, what we call pull tags, and then they'll get on these what we call wingdings, these modified pickup trucks, and we'll send them out in the field with these tags, and they'll go and they'll select the best possible plants. And they'll bring them back here, and we'll sort the orders, put them in nice, neat rows, and then our tagging crews come out and they tag them, recount them. Our quality control people sweep the area, make sure that we're not sending anything that was broken or misshapen and stuff like that.
Okay, so the plants that we saw out there in bulk,
yes,
they'll come in here, and then you have people that will inspect them and tag them before they even go on the,
that's correct.
The semi.
That's correct.
Well, that's good to know. They counted and everything, and there's everything. It all comes through here.
Absolutely, everything comes through here. It's loaded on these trucks, and these are all reefer trucks, air-conditioned truck basically, to take the stress off the plants. We're shipping a little over 2,000 trucks each year out of this facility, and at 40,000 pounds per truck. I'll let your viewers do the math.
That's a lot of stuff leaving. Yeah. I guess you throw in an extra plant or two for each truck just for good measure.
Well, we try not to.
2,000 times 2, well, that'd be an extra 4,000 plants.
That's right. We probably missed that.
On our very busiest days, this would be an extremely busy day. We'll ship as many as 35 to 40 trucks, semi-trucks, in one day. Yeah. But that really labors everybody. That's a very stressful day to put out that many plants.
It's a beautiful day today, and I hate to even mention it, but what if it had started raining this morning and was constantly raining? Would that just shut you down?
No, it doesn't. When our customers say they want a plant, we have to get it to them, basically. We make very few exceptions, so no matter what the weather is, we're basically out here having to load these.
So it goes on the truck, wet, and
that's right. In that case, it happens.
Yeah, Roger, we suit up our guys out here that work on the loading docks in rain suits, and we also give them a bonus, what we call rain pay. If it's raining and we need them to keep on shipping, we increase, because it's not a comfortable situation, so we raise their pay rate to put up with that.
And a lot of the vehicles that they use to go out in the field and pick up the plants are actually cab vehicles.
So
we'll have they will be cab, so they're not driving through the.
If it's nice and warm, they probably might kind of want rain day. You know,
that's right. That's true.
You got any of them that are good at doing a rain dance or something?
Well, I hope not.
Well, we've had a bunch of it the last few days.
Find that guy.
We want to punish him.
Yeah, that's right. Set him down till July or August.
That's correct.
Well, I think that about wraps up the show, and I want to thank y'all for showing us around, and we're going to talk in another show about some of the environmental things that Greenleaf's doing. And I know may not was the first in the industry, but boy, being from Cherokee County and everything, I want to say that they were the first, they're the best and everything, you know, and appreciate y'all showing us around, and look forward to the next show whenever we talk a little bit about some of the other things Greenleaf has going.
Roger, it's our pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.